Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back. This is Christina with Christy's Kitchen. This is Fine Dining Made Simple. I'm coming to you raw and real today. Okay, so in this episode, I'm going to show you guys how to make a sirloin steak with a garlic herb butter. We're going to do some lemon feta potatoes. And then I'm also going to make a fresh mozzarella tomato salad. Most of you might know that as a caprese salad, only I'm going to do mine without basil this time. And it's got a nice balsamic glaze over the top. So hang tight. We'll show you what's going on in the kitchen. Okay, so as you can see, got my cut potatoes. I'm going to add my olive oil in. Then I will add my lemon zest in. Remember, these are lemon feta potatoes. These are so good. Okay, so we've got that in. And then we're going to add a good amount of the Himalayan pink salt. And all you're going to do is just mix this up. You add a little bit more oil if you need to. I think it looks pretty good. These are going to go into a 425 degree oven for about 20 to 22 minutes. So usually set your timer for about 21. That way you make sure that you get it to where you want it to be. You don't want crunchy potatoes, but you don't want soggy ones either. I'm going to use my coconut spray. Spray my pan. And I'm actually just going to put these on half my pan because I can use the front half of my pan for biscuits. But of course, those only take about 15 minutes to cook, so you'll actually pull these out as what we call a par bake, just so that way you can get your biscuits on there too. I'm going to grab my spatula. So I want to get all this wonderful oil, salt, lemon flavor out of my bowl, just like that. And then we're just going to kind of mush them down a bit. One jump ship. There we go. Just like that. And then they go into a 425 degree oven. I'm going to start those for 8 minutes. That way I can make sure that they've got a good head start, and then I can always finish them off in just a few minutes. Okay, so here all I'm going to do is turn this to medium. I'm going to add my olive oil in. Okay, so remember, whenever your oil is ready, it's going to move really quickly across the pan. I don't know if y'all can see how fast that's moving. Hopefully you can. And all we're going to do is, remember, away from you, lay our steaks into the pan. You want to make sure you have space for everybody's steaks. Everybody on the playground, so to speak. And there we go. Give my hands a quick wash. And there is nothing on this steak. The only thing I'm adding to the steak is right now I'm going to do a little bit of pink Himalayan salt on one side, and that is it. You don't add anything else. That way you have the authenticity of a fresh, pure steak. Alright, so we're going to let that cook. We'll be right back. Okay, so while that cooks, I'm going to set my garlic and herb butter up here just so that it has an opportunity to kind of get a little bit soft. My refrigerator likes to make things really, really good and cold. And then while I wait on that, I'm actually going to make my simple caprese salad. That's the oven letting us know we got about a minute until we can add our biscuits onto that. Sometimes I make them homemade, but sometimes I also cheat. Nothing wrong with a little bit of cheating. It makes dinner go by a little bit quicker as far as prepping and spending time in the kitchen. As soon as those come out, we'll go ahead and deal with that. Small knife. And I think my salad's going to pop pretty well off of my white plate, so we'll go ahead and use that one. Pretty tomatoes out. Forgot to grab one of my fancy fun knives. All we're going to do is just cut the top off. You don't need to hang on to that. And then you just do, you don't want it too thick, but you don't want it too thin. About like that works. And all we do is we alternate back and forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and prep my tomato. Make sure you don't cut yourself because that's not going to be very fun. And you just discard of the top and the bottom half. Those just don't look very pretty in the salad. And all you do is you alternate back and forth. That and this. The tomato gives a really nice fresh acidity. The mozzarella has that good fresh fatty content for you. And then the balsamic glaze is just the icing on the top. But as you can see, this is an extremely easy, very fancy little appetizer salad you can make when you have friends coming over. If you don't quite have dinner ready, you can serve it on a Triscuit. There are so many different options. Alright, so as you can see, our steaks are just about ready to be flipped. Okay, so we're just going to let those go. Bring my container back over here. This gets a little interesting, so always be careful with this. But my cooking spray got a little bit dark on the one side of the pan. So what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to wipe it off. And there's still plenty of grease on this pan. So at least I don't have to worry about that. And then I'm actually going to add our biscuits into this. That way we can get those going in the oven so that everything's done pretty much right on schedule. It looks like they had a party in the pan and they don't know which way they're going. There we go. Slide those over that way a little bit. Slide that one over that way. Now we're going to put this back in the oven and let it go for about 17 minutes. Our steaks are going. Remember, clean up your mess as you go. It makes life a little bit easier. We'll go ahead and start in the middle of this section, and we'll keep going with our fun salad. Tomatoes are stuck. And like that, your caprese salad is done. Then all you do is drizzle your balsamic glaze, which I'll show you here in just a second. Okay, so balsamic glaze. You can make your own with balsamic vinegar. You can do just straight up balsamic vinegar. I've got this one. It's actually from Aldi, as you can see. And it is a specially selected glaze with balsamic vinegar of Modena. I really like the flavor of this. It's got just a touch of that smoky flavor. And all you are doing, always start moving your hand first before you start squeezing, because when it comes out, it's thick, it's heavy, and it's got a lot of flavor, and it'll overtake everything else that you're doing. Make sure you do this on a surface where you're happy cleaning up a mess. That is a complete caprese salad. Steaks with just a touch of salt, cooking in their own juices. Smell amazing. Alright, so the ones that you think are cooked to the doneness that people are going to like in your household, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and remove those. That way they don't get overcooked, because as they rest here, they're going to get some of their juices back. And of course, I just took one really big steak and cut it up into littler steaks. That's just how we do it in my house, because I find that it's much cheaper to buy steak that way. Looks like it'll be perfect for my husband, not size-wise, but, you know, he's the big carnivore in the family. Just going to let those rest right here. Of course, we've got our garlic herb butter. That's actually going to go as just a very simple pad right on top. You're just going to cut off however much you want to serve with it and put it on top of your steak. A couple more minutes and we'll be done, and I'll show you a plated meal, and that's pretty much it. How simple is that? Okay, so our steaks are done. Go ahead and turn off our burner. Okay, so we just pulled our biscuits and potatoes out of the oven. Now we're going to go ahead and plate everything. It looks so yummy. We do our 2 small pieces of steak. Ooh, that is a hot pan. I just burnt myself. Ouch. Put our nice little pad of butter on there. Our potatoes. Let's see, we need to finish them off. A little bit of lemon juice. Now remember, all we did was olive oil and lemon zest and salt. So now we're going to add the lemon juice. And then I do the feta per person. So I'm going to go ahead and put a biscuit on here. Some people in the house like more feta, some people like less. So this way, everybody gets it the way they like it. Last but not least, we've got to, so we're going to remove that biscuit just to make sure we don't get lemon juice on it. Somebody may not want it. Last but not least, we're going to grab of course, sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. And there you have it. Well, now that's fine dining made simple, don't you think? Quick and easy. Thanks for watching. This is Christy's Kitchen, fine dining made simple. Make sure you subscribe, you hit the bell for notifications, you hit the like button. Also, check out the information in the description below. I'll see you next time.